Frequency, where the take shape, thought find depth, and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He's a filmmaker, photographer, a business owner, and of course, Mr. Stewart Cohen.
Hey Daniel, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you once again, Mr. Stewart. And can you please introduce more by yourself that I missed?
Sure, absolutely. Hey all, my name's Stewart Cohen. I'm a commercial filmmaker and photographer, living in Dallas, Texas, Canadian originally, and just making my small business fit my lifestyle. So just and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Making your small business work for your lifestyle. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Stewart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The why behind the business, Mr. Stewart. Many start a business for freedom, but they end up with 24/7 job. When did you realize your business is needed to serve your life, not other way around? What is the catalyst for that shift?
Well, my story may be a little different, Daniel. I mean, I had this burning desire to do this,
Mm,
and it's all I wanted to do, and it was all I was ever going to do. And I think, that make your vocation your vacation, and it's truly
mhm.
the best thing I could think of doing every day. And yes, it does take up a lot of time being a small business owner, but it's stuff I love, so it doesn't feel like it's taking time.
Mhm. If you have the passion of what you're doing, you have a dedication to do it in a single day. The
Absolutely.
term lifestyle business can be vague. How do you personally define the lifestyle you are designing for? Is it about location, energy, impact, or a specific blend?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I think the lifestyle you desire is really the life you desire, and I think you really need to decide who you want to be and what you want to do, and what's it going to drive. Is your business? Are you live? Somebody once said to me, "Are you living to work or working to live?" Which always sounded pretty interesting. And so with me, I think I'm living to work because I love when I get a project, I travel, I meet people. As you could see, I'm filming people having a good time or doing interesting things. And it really drives me. That is my lifestyle. And that's what I love. I really would not do well with a 9 to 5 job.
Hmm. Yes, we salute you for that, Mr. Stewart. In a culture that glorifies the grind, how do you push back against the guilt of not scaling rapidly or working 80 hours weeks? What is your philosophy on sustainable growth?
Okay, whoa, whoa. What was the first sentence you said, Daniel?
In a culture that glorifies the grind, how do you push back against guilt of not scaling rapidly or working 80-hour weeks?
Right. Well, that's interesting you say that because mine is a small business. Granted, I have
Hmm.
employees, but I'm a service, I guess. We create commercials, we shoot photography. It is me who behind it. And you read and talk to people and they're like, "Well, you need to scale it, you need to sell it, you need to do this, you need to do that." And I've wasted so much time over the years thinking, "Oh, I have to scale this. I have to, bring on more filmmakers, bring on more photographers." And the truth of the matter is, no, you just need to focus on what you do best. And for me, that was enough. So, like, I'm not trying to build a big business. And when you realize that what you do and what you love can actually sustain you well, you know, so many times when we're younger, we think, well, we still need more, we still need more. But I do have a funny story about that, and
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you because I also have another business called Superstock Images, which we are a licensing company. So like a stock photo company. So think about it, you know, like say Getty Images, but way smaller. So we manage 30 million assets, like stills and video clips.
Okay.
And but to run that business, I have 14 people to do that. And quite honestly, and my production company, which runs with 3 people, makes more money. Um, so I think part of it is like just do what you want to do, figure out what you need to live, and live within your means. Whether that means, you know, if you're well, it means whatever it wants to mean. You know, you need to make enough money to live, and if you're lucky, you choose a career that will pay handsomely. And I think being really good at what you do and having a lot of integrity really helps maintain a business for the long run.
Definitely to maintain the business itself. So let's talk about the on system and structure, Mr. Stewart. The non-negotiable. What are the personal non-negotiable in your week, and how do you build business systems to protect them?
The non-negotiables, everything's negotiable, Daniel. Um,
Yeah, most especially money. Oh.
so, I mean, and so much in negotiation, you think about it, whether it's money or time. And honestly, when I had small children and when they had events in their lives that I wanted to be at, those were non-negotiable moments. So I didn't care what, yeah, you could negotiate if somebody said, I need you on X day, and that was the day of some special occasion for my kid. I would just say, I would love to. I can't make it that day. Can we do another day? And if they said no, I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's catch me on the next one. So you have to be okay negotiating. People are willing to negotiate with you on every aspect of most jobs. But you need to have your line in the sand where you say, that's kind of that's where my negotiation ends. Um, but I do start every conversation with yes. And because I believe that one door opens another and one thing leads to another. And I'm a strong, strong believer in that.
Letting go of control is hard for entrepreneurs. What is the first task or role you delegated, and how did you identify it as the key to buying back your time for sanity?
Well, I think the people that you surround yourself are important because you will let go to them, or you have to if you're going to grow at all. And you need to trust them. They need to trust you. You need to be open and fair. Um, but I do feel like you need a core group of people around you that really will support you. And that takes time to find, and I've been doing this now a long time, and I've had different people throughout the years that all still remain good friends, and I've trusted them virtually with my life, and
Mhm.
they have helped me achieve a lot of success.
Success, success indeed. So, where have you found the right balance between automating for efficiency and preserving the high touch personal service that small businesses are known for?
Anything we could automate, we do. Um, And I don't know if, I mean, granted, I know everyone's talking AI, but anything, it doesn't matter. It could have been before AI, after AI, but anything that we could offload to someone that we could trust to do it, um, and they'll still provide a great product for us, we do. Um, I think now I do think about how much more efficient we are today than we were, say, 10 years ago. And it's just because technology has changed and processes have evolved, and we do embrace them at every turn. We try to stay ahead of the curve because that really makes us more valuable to our customers.
Mm, yes, definitely. And how do you structure your business finances to ensure it's profitable enough to support your lifestyle and provide you with a consistent, reliable personal income?
Good question, my friend. Well, one, okay, I think I'm a little bit fortunate in that,
Mm-hmm.
in the creative space, there are people that are creative and right brain people, left brain people. I think
Yes.
luckily I have a good split on my brain that I understand business, and obviously I try to be creative. I think, and it seems like I've done okay doing it, but I do understand the business well. So I know my business inside out, and we use QuickBooks Online. So my accounting people have access to it, as do I, and I look at it every day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you need to know where the money's coming from and where the money's going. You need to know what your receivables are. Um, I think at least in my level of small business, which has been small, I mean, I am set up as a corporation, so it's separate than my personal life. And look, if cash flow is a challenge, there are times I do not take a paycheck, but I make sure everyone else gets paid. Um, but then at the end of the year, or when there's a big check comes in, I might take a bigger check. So like I make sure it's covered my lifestyle, but I'm very fluid in how I do it. I'm also been a saver in terms of money. So I do have, over time, you've created a cushion, but I've always put my business first. And I think I mean, there's been plenty of times that it's gotten skinny over the years. And that's just part of being in your own business, I think. I think to your point earlier about, does everyone want to build a business to scale and grow and sell? That's a different kind of a business. um, and that's what I've learned. Whereas mine, it's kind of my passion, and I love it. So it's not something I could sell, because what do you have to sell? Like I could sell, you sell your client list, but my client list comes from me, so there's no value there. So my archive has value. The work I have created over the years has value, but it's not like if you start a hamburger joint, and then you have five of them and then you sell that, because that's an ongoing business. So I think in the structure of a business school, I don't think what I've chosen to do is good. Mine is a craft, it's an art, and it's a personal, it is a service I provide. So in general, it's a small business.
Let's talk about the boundaries and client strategy, Mr. Stewart. How have you intentionally shaped your client base or customer avatar to attract people who respect your boundaries, communication style, and working hours?
I think I search out a lot of clients, and I think a lot have come to me, and I think we have a reputation for being um, diligent, for providing really great work at a very fair production cost. Um,
Mm,
and I think we have word of mouth. a lot of people, once I get a client, I try to keep them, and they tell their friends. And I mean, we work with ad agencies and corporations all over the world, predominantly in the United States, but we do it all over the world. And a lot of it is word of mouth. And I think, I've always said in my business, sometimes you don't get credit when you do something well, but if you mess up, the whole world finds out about it really quickly. So I always try to make sure that it's like, we're delivering, and I stand by my product, and whatever it takes to deliver a great product, I will do, even at the cost of making a profit.
Mhm. Firing a client for lifestyle. Mr. Stewart, have you ever fired a client or stopped offering a service because it was a toxic of your desired lifestyle? Oh, what did you learn from that experience?
I'm sorry, did I ever turn away a client?
Yes. Yes. Did you turn
Um,
off any
I have,
clients?
and I think part of it is because our work ethics or our work styles just didn't align. I think certain people work well under different circumstances, and we feel like, I don't I'm very calm and collected and engaged with everybody. And some people, if our work styles don't align, usually you'll do one project and they won't come back. That's usually how it goes.
Hmm. So, on challenges and realities, the isolation trade off. One challenge of a flexible, location independent business can be loneliness or lack of a structure. How do you create a community or accountability outside a traditional office?
Well, I think discipline, self-discipline, and is important.
Mm, yes.
I'm very disciplined and driven, and the people that work for me understand that, and they have to be as well if they want to continue to work with me. Um, so I think discipline, like, I go to the studio every day. People say, "Well, why? Why? I mean, you just, you have your own business. You could do whatever you want." I'm like, no, I probably work more than most people, because, like I said earlier, because I love it. And just today, say today was Sunday or is Sunday still. Um, but I go through, the industry trade magazines and some news, and I'm looking for interesting stories about different companies or clients that I may know that I could reach out to and talk to, or look for new projects. And I that's what I love. It's like I could think of nothing better I'd rather do. And then, of course, Daniel, when we go on quote unquote vacation, I still have a camera with me, you know?
Mhm.
So, it is unique. It's a unique thing. And listen, I'm going to say to everybody listening, if you could find something you love as much as I have been lucky enough to do, your
Mhm.
life will be great, because I just love that I'm fortunate enough to get to do this, what I do on a daily basis, and that people trust me with their money, their company's money. They trust me to take their vision and put it on the screen. And I just feel super fortunate. So I do say, if you could find something that you really love, um, and you're really good at it, don't let anybody tell you not to do it.
Mm. Just do it, people. Just do it and share to the world like
Do it.
Mr. Stewart. So, what happens when the work that once fueled your lifestyle business starts to feel like just work? How do you reignite passion or pivot without unending your life?
Whoa. Okay. There are days, I will say, that it feels like work. Like
Mm-hmm,
we all have
yes.
that, right? Um,
Yes.
and I think you need to just motor through it. I think if there were a lot of days, that's when you start to question it. But not all my days feel like that. Sometimes there are days that are grinds. There are late flights. There are, staying in inferior hotels, um, clients that are being difficult. There's all sorts of things. There are days that feel like work, but in the big picture, it is what it is. That's why it's called work. And I think for the most part, to your point, I've been able to mold my career to fit my lifestyle, and my lifestyle my career, because I would just be traveling and shooting pictures if I wasn't doing this for a living. So that's what makes it great.
Yes. So what happens? Let's say describe your process for preparing your business to turn without your week or two. What system had to be placed to make it possible?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
So, Mr. Stewart, can you truly unplug or describe the process for preparing your business to turn to run without you for a week or two? What
Mm.
system had to be in place to make that possible?
Well, I have good team members that work for me, so they can handle things. Obviously, we're not shooting when I'm away, but I have had smaller jobs that some of my team could shoot. And again, it's surrounding yourself with great people, the people you trust. And, but in today's day and age, you have to be like, my phone works everywhere in the world.
Yes.
So I do unplug, but I do check in, and I'm not crazy about it. But, I do feel part of the price we pay, unfortunately, for being in our own business is you need to pay attention, you need to stay on it. So, I've gotten better at unplugging than I used to be. And, there are days that could go by that you don't even check in. But don't forget today with text messages and emails like that reach you anywhere in the world. I mean, you're not really unplugged. You wake up and you look at your phone and you'll see if there's an emergency. And if there's not, you just say, okay, you guys got it.
Hmm. So, in the world that always wants more, how do you identify your personal enough income, enough clients, enough scale? So, how do you stay content with that?
Um, More is more and more is more. Well, the thing about us is there's only so many days, so many hours in the day, so many days in the week, so many weeks
Mm-hmm.
in the year. And if you get super, super busy, you have to say no. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really the answer to your question. I mean, at a certain point, you say no, and you probably say no to the people that you don't feel are going to really push your vision forward. Um, and yeah, and and then when you were talking about money and lifestyle, I think due to technology, we've seen a reduction in what people are willing to spend on projects or budget cuts, and that's been a challenge. And I feel like I'm at a good point in my life that it doesn't wouldn't affect me quite as much. But and we had some really, really solid years. So again, living within your means is important. If you're making, $100,000 a year, 500,000 or a million, I mean, you gotta just live within your means and be okay doing that. And if you're not okay doing that, you need to find something else to do. And I think that's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. For discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, people, and my abstract poetry in its third season. Book 101 review in its sixth season as well. Comedy 101 third season, and my food 101 is sixth season as well. Geography 101. Love Letters, Movie 101 Review, Music 101 fourth season, Science 101, Sex 101 in its third season, and My Baby Podcast, Trivia 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and of course, My Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Stewart, how has designing a business around your lifestyle positivity impacted other areas of your health, relationship, or personal development in your ways you did not initially anticipate?
That's a really good question. I'm looking at all your podcasts and I'm thinking, a lot of those like Movie 101, Love 101. Um,
Yes,
it has,
Entrepreneurship 101.
listen, it's really, I think I've defined myself by what I do. And I think that's kind of, some people do that, some people don't do that. But and I've developed my relationships around it. Like my wife is somebody that understands what I do and supports what I do. My kids get it. My friends get it, and
Hmm.
that's why they're my friends and kids and wives and stuff like that. And I think that's what's important in today's day and age. It's just kind of be okay with what you love and do it.
Hmm. Just do it, people, and share to the world, and stop procrastinating. Because most of us procrastinate. But anyway, Mr. Stewart Cohen, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Absolutely. Hey, all. Like it's the beginning of 2026. I'm totally available. You could follow me on SC Pictures, on Instagram, or I'm on LinkedIn, Stewart Cohen, or my website, stewartcohen.com. And yeah, if you have a project, let's work together. Let's go do something. Let's be creative and have an adventure. And that's what it's all about. And that's what's so great.
Yes, I like
Thank you.
adventure, Mr. Stewart. I like adventure. Yes, people, let's support Mr. Stewart because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this will rise. So, Mr. Stewart, thank you so much for your time.
Daniel, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Monica, people, see you soon.